Hi guys, if you want to hear a longer version of this podcast where we go through you, the viewer, or the listener's game-changing tips, sign up to our version of Patreon that's even better. It's anotherslice.com/absolute game changer. Stanbridge, what you got?
Hello.
Hello.
It was a choice. I went for it. So, yes, we are with child.
Right.
And I learned something I actually haven't tried as an absolute game changer, but sounds like a brilliant idea. And I learned this because I was searching on Amazon for baby stuffs.
Mm-hmm.
And someone pointed out you should get loads of socks because they just fly off, blah, blah, blah. And in reading the reviews,
Fly off?
they just like babies kick their socks off.
Right.
Anyway, that's not part of it.
Right, sorry.
But a woman in a review pointed out, and there's lots of normal review. Well,
I know what you're going to say.
It's a good one.
It was very
So
funny.
there was, I actually laughed quite a lot at this. I read the first couple of reviews, the first three. So about infant socks. 1, soft and durable. Stays soft through many washes. Great. Second one, durable but small. These socks are reduced, so you may want to size up. Third one, works great. Used them for dining table and chair legs so they don't scratch my hardwood floor.
That is...
And that to me
just a
sounds like
beautiful
an
image.
absolute game changer. That's such a good idea.
I mean-
It's so much cheaper than, or trying to find like things that scratch your...
I don't know if it's an absolute game. I think it's a beautiful image that there is some woman out there who has her tables and chairs with tiny little
Baby socks.
baby socks on them.
That's so, how cute would that be
It's very
though?
cute, but also I'm a bit worried. If I walked in a house and I saw that, I'd be like, this person.
Well, I had to go obscure because I feel like if we're going to continue to do these, I can't just, you got to go for all weird
I mean,
ones.
I've done spoon, so
Yeah, you've gone very straight down the line.
Sometimes the answer's right in front of you. Yeah.
If there's a spoon there on the table.
Spoon. I don't know if it's a game. I mean, it's funny.
I thought we weren't...
It's a very cute image. Tiny socks on a... Like, where does it end, though? Does she start putting little shoes on them as well?
No.
Taking them out for a walk?
No, that's
People
crazy.
in LA take their dog out for a walk in a pram. There's definitely a woman who's taken a table out for a walk with shoes on. Guaranteed.
No.
Not just
I
a
think
coffee,
that
just a
is-
small
if
bedside table on a leash.
If you've got expensive
Just imagine
hardwood...
that. Don't just brush over that lovely image I put in your head. There is probably a person out there who has put a leash round a leg,
No.
easy to get around there.
No.
Put it round there, put shoes on it,
No.
and just drag it along the seat.
No.
Yesterday, I was walking down our street,
Yeah.
and there was a man singing out loud, "How much is that doggy in the window? Woof, woof." Like, as I was walking down the street, and I was like, aggressively though. It's a funny song to
He
sing
was
aggressively.
trying to seem cool.
I really wanted Santi to time it. How much is that doggy in the window? So, woof, woof.
Yeah.
Would have been great. But what I'm saying is,
Yeah,
a man,
maybe he would probably walk his bedside
he'd
table.
walk his bedside table with shoes on, but with shoes on, not just barefoot.
No.
No.
I mean, that would be crazy.
That'd be insane.
But I do think that is a good idea. That's someone thinking outside of the box. She probably has beautiful hardwood floors, lovely antique furniture. If she's going to...
But if she's got lovely antique furniture, she's now ruined it by
tiny
putting
socks
children's
on.
socks on it.
I think it's a cute image. If I came into someone's house and they had tiny little infant socks.
I would think if I slept in a house that I would get haunted by a table.
I wouldn't stay there for long.
I'm trying
but-
to think what item would you put gloves on? What inanimate object around the house would you put gloves on? I know.
Fork?
Yeah. Oh. A tiny child's glove on forks. It's smart. If you put your hand in the cutlery drawer and you've got the occasional prickle from a fork, bang on some children's gloves.
Mittens on the knives.
Condoms on knives, I was going to say. Oh, yeah, mittens on knives.
You can put condoms on if you want. Gets
just
a bit
trying-
slippery in there.
Just a mitten feels, yeah, a little kid's mitten on a knife, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Stop
it.
Stop the top.
Skewers. What are we putting on a skewer?
Oh, no, that was probably mittens, isn't it?
No, because I think a skewer's too small for a mitten, but a knife might
Okay.
work.
Swaddle is too big. It's
No,
too
you
big.
need a thin. There's something with in my head, like I was thinking of a pepperami wrapper, but that's not going to be any protection from it though.
No, you're going to feel that prick through it.
Yeah. All right. So your game changer is
baby infant socks on furniture.
Okay, and then we'll upgrade that to little gloves on forks,
Yeah.
mittens on knives,
Pepperoni wrappers on skewers.
Yeah. All right. Children's accessories. Okay.
Pepperoni wrapper. What's yours, Chris Martin?
My game changer this week. Separate beds in a hotel room.
Oh,
It's good, right?
that is an actual genuine game changer.
If you're married and we share a bed and we have a massive bed. When we go back to the UK, British beds are
Tiny beds.
A double bed in the UK is pathetic. It's not big enough. It's awful.
barely fits one of us.
But what we've realised is hotel rooms, obviously you go, let's get a king-size bed. Sometimes you're rolling the dice. They're not as big as you want them to be. But if you get a double queen room, we love it, mate.
Oh, my gosh.
Treat yourself to a separate bed. But then it still feels intimate enough because you're like, you're not, it's not like we've got separate rooms.
Also, I'm like, I don't need to be intimate in bed, like, when I'm going to sleep. Like, I just want to sleep well.
No, we don't do Are you guys a snuggle in bed couple, Indy and Victoria?
No, but we hold hands for like the first 20 minutes, which is interesting.
Oh.
That's quite
No,
sweet.
no Ziploc bags?
Until you realise...
So you don't have to wash it for the last time. You don't have to get up and wash his hands 20 minutes in.
Hilarious. That's so funny. Yeah, that's
very sweet, though.
I was going to say, is it due for 20 minutes? And then at about 20 minutes, you realise it makes your hands quite sweaty and it's a bit uncomfortable, so
Well,
you
I
move
wouldn't
them.
consider it like holding hands. It's more like we're touching hands.
Okay.
Aw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then it's basically whenever we get uncomfortable and we want to move to our side.
Yeah.
Is when like she either moves her hand gently and I'm like, okay, that's
That's
the
enough of that.
signal.
That's nice that you do that
That's
every time. That's great. We don't.
No. We say we love you, good night, and then we literally instantly roll to the extremities
People
of our bed.
that sleep in a cuddled position.
I don't know if anyone does.
I think that.
I think they just do in movies.
Yeah, it's true because I don't know.
What would be more realistic is if they were completely separate.
Yeah, because something about it doesn't matter how small the body heat of another human is.
Well, it's just annoying. And you
It's
always
like a
wanna
nuclear
move.
reactor on your
it
body.
is, yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah, that's
Separate
true.
sides. So the game changer is you upgrade it. Treat yourself 2 nights, separate beds. One thing you do lose is obviously when you've got 2 beds in a room and you're sharing one bed, is you get to put your bags on the bed, which is always quite a nice.
That's also a nice feature.
It's a misuse of the bed. It's there to be slept in, so
Yeah.
take advantage. Do
yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
true. That's true.
And then you don't. There's no. I can roll. I flip a lot. I can flip around.
Oh, he's literally Flipper. He's literally that dolphin
fine.
in bed.
Separate
He's the
beds.
worst.
Problem is, in most of us in our houses or apartments don't have a bedroom big enough for 2 separate beds.
No, was it not Helena Bonham Carter? I can't speak today. And who was that director?
Tim
Tim
Burton.
Burton.
Tim Burton. When they were together, I think they might have split up. I don't know.
Yeah, they've broken up.
Yeah, but before in their house they had 2 separate.
Did they say that was a secret to a good relationship? They've now broken up. Guys, secret to a good relationship, separate beds. In other news, we're getting divorced next week.
yeah, maybe not. But I don't want to be in a separate room to you.
Yeah.
But I love a separate bed. It's like having 2 sinks in the bathroom. That's another great. Oh,
That's good. That's a rich person thing.
yeah. No, we don't have them. But
2 sinks.
I would love to.
One for normal shaving and one for kosher shaving. That is a reference. If you don't understand about very Jewish people, they have 2 sinks in their kitchen. One is for washing, preparing a certain type
Meat
of meat.
and dairy, right?
Meat and dairy, yeah. They keep meat and dairy separate.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go. But that
I was like,
completely
why
lost-
are they? I was like,
completely
why are they
lost on you.
shaving in the kitchen?
Completely lost on Stanbridge.
Yeah, no.
To all my Jewish listeners and viewers, that one was for you guys.
Sorry. I don't
Oh,
know.
Tori says they have 2 separate beds as well, so they're following your absolute game changer.
Oh my God.
Should we convert?
Yeah, I know. I always knew
I'd
they
get
were.
the end of my dick snipped
the
off for
best.
that. I'd remove the hood if it meant I got 2 sinks and a and a separate bed. I mean, I could, or you could just get a second sink and not have to do that.
Yeah, just get 2 separate beds and intact. Keep your little penis intact.
No, let's not say little.
Yeah, okay.
All right, okay. On that note, let's go to a comedian friend of ours who has left a little game changer.
Who is the comedian today?
The comedian is a good friend and very funny lady, Irene Tu.
She's a great
Irene
woman.
Tu. Here we go.
If you ever have to fly out of LAX, which, first of all, don't. Just try to fly in and out of Burbank. It's way better. That's tip number 1.
This is very LA specific.
Very LA specific.
But tip number 2, if you have to fly out of LAX, always get dropped off at arrivals. You can go up the escalator to departures easily. It's way faster if you get dropped off at arrivals than if you go to departures. Also, the person dropping you off will thank you for not making them drive around in a circle for 45 minutes. So that's my huge tidbit. It always saves me time. And even if it doesn't, it would be the same amount of time. So you're not losing anything from getting dropped off at arrivals.
Nailed it. Irene,
Thank
couldn't
you,
agree
Irene.
more. I've been on that one for a little bit, actually.
Also, this is so LA specific, but even we just recently parked at one of those long stay car park things that are like slightly off site, and the bus even drops you off at arrivals. Because remember, we had to go up the stairs.
It does drop you off at arrivals.
So even the people that work there
Even
and
in
are
the know,
paid,
they know.
They're in the know. So you should 100% do that. There are, I have to say, there are tips for every. I used to remember one from Heathrow after dropping you off so many times for when you used to travel. But I've forgotten it now. But there is one.
Great.
So that's a great. So you're
Cheers.
welcome for that.
Thanks for that tidbit. Tidbit is I don't know what I'm talking about. All right.
But yeah, but
I
think
agree.
That's a great
Anyway,
one.
you can. I mean, obviously, every comedian is going to have a travel-based one by the sounds of things.
Every comedian has.
But
a one.
that is a good one.
That's a really good
That's
one.
a good one. Don't fuck around with departures. Just put in that. It's also nice to do a little bit of walking when you get to that. You're going to be sitting on a plane for several hours. Little walkie walk.
Yeah. And what I've forgotten tidbit. Maybe when you find out something, like if you're in Heathrow and you find out that departures is better than arrivals, write it in a note on your phone so you'll always remember.
Okay, so your extra game changer is to write down stuff
Write
so you
a
don't forget
note.
it. Okay. I will say this: that the new trends with. I'm not a fan of this thing that happens at LA where it's like, oh yeah, you kind of said it. This, if you're parking somewhere else, obviously you got to get a shuttle bus. But I'm not a fan of this. You got to get an Uber, but you got to get on a shuttle bus to get to. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I know.
I get to the airport. I don't want to be getting an extra mode of transport. I want to drive a car, then plane. I didn't factor in 5 minute of bus.
Yeah, agreed.
It's annoying.
Yeah, you've already been on a plane.
Build a better airport.
Yeah.
So there's enough space for all of us. So you don't have to get a bus all the time. Or have a train going into it. Is that crazy?
One of those,
America?
One of those
have a train that works.
Yeah.
London.
We don't do trains here.
It's crazy.
You really don't.
You don't. But weirdly, there was going to be a train driver's strike. There's trains happening somewhere, but not on the West Coast for some reason. You guys, because the car
No trains,
companies
baby.
have bribed people to not get trains. But like trains are awesome. Get a train.
I love a train.
My tip for America: get some more trains, motherfuckers.
I bloody love, instead of flying Edinburgh to London, London to Edinburgh, which I used to do a lot, is get first class train.
This was better for the planet.
Because it's better for the, but it is better for the planet. I should care about that, and I will care from now on. I'm bringing a child into the world, but fuck the planet. But it's lovely because you get meals.
Yeah.
You feel fancy because you're in first class, but first class train is so infinitely cheaper than first class plane. Yeah. It's like really doable, especially if you do it in advance. I love it. You just sit there, you don't have to worry about bag sizes, which I always worry about. Like,
they're pretty good
carry on.
when they're not cancelled.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of train cancellations in the UK. That's a joke for those guys. But for those guys, I mean me. All right, guys, that was our show today. We heard about I've already forgotten what yours was.
Baby socks.
So, there's a reason I forgot about that one.
Because
it was terrible. Child socks on tables, 2 beds in a hotel room, dropped off at arrivals, and also just trains. That was a bonus one. If you guys want to hear more, you want to hear a listener piece of advice in their game-changing state of mind. I started that wrong. I'm a bit hungover today. I'm being honest. It is a game changer. Don't get so drunk the night before a podcast.
Oh, right, yeah.
You can subscribe to our extra thing, anotherslice.com /
That's what's funny. You see our extra thing.
I don't know. You get more content for only £4, $5. Subscribe.